close garden of roses or spring flowers. Sometimes the Madonna and Child are seated in a walled garden with an arbor or trellis covered with roses and accompanied by angels and birds. Art, songs, and poetry have found wonderful tones to embroider Mary's divine motherhood. The image that grew out of this veneration is Mater Amabilis, which means mother worthy of love. From that moment on, it is the virtues of motherhood that flourish in Mary. She is at once the beloved mother of divine Christ. We see her covering her newborn child with swaddling clothes. We see her carrying her babe in her arms, or adoring the child in a flowery turf. In my painting, Mater Amabilis, Mary and the infant Christ are held within an enclosed garden. Mary is dressed in gold tunic over which a blue velvet robe falls in rich, graceful folds down to her feet. A white veil frames her face. Mary's arms encircle the child, who nestles to her tenderly, pressing his tiny face to her bosom. His tiny right hand is seen clinging to the mother's veil, as if to say to all who will intrude, "She will shield me from harm." The little angels have left their celestial home to wait upon the Madonna. The celestial attendants with musical instruments echo the offertory procession and are reminiscent of the congregation in the church. This painting places the Madonna and Child in a niche, interpreted as the portal of the church or oratory. This characterizes Mary as the church, who is also called the altar of heaven. She is compared to a tabernacle, since her womb is the first receptacle of the body of Christ. During Mass, many Christian writers and theologians agree that Mary becomes and is the living altar on which the bread of life, who is Christ, rests. You and I, in essence, are on a pilgrimage on earth. Our main destination is heaven. Our journey includes an awareness of the art of giving. Mary understood this from her Fiat to her Magnificat, from her Assumption to her coronation as Queen of Heaven. As a common heritage of all Christians, Mary continues to give birth to Christ in us. As the incarnate life is eternal, so is her divine motherhood eternal. Because she is His, she is crowned with light and glory, proclaimed as Queen of Heaven by Him who was her Son. A procession is an excellent metaphor for the journey we make. On a procession, people come together, sometimes are forced together. We parade with chosen companions. At other times, it is just pure encounters. As pilgrims, we breathe in tales, histories, adventures, creativity, joys, and sorrows of our fellow pilgrims. We also breathe in nature, the wind, the air, the sun, and the changing seasons. The image of Mary and the royal procession seem to contemplate humanity's travels through time from one culture, language, and tradition to another. It also speaks of diversity and unity. Angels as metaphors for pilgrims, representing different routes, cultural, and ethnic societies in a canticle of joy and praise.